Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. This time we are looking at Pacific Green Technologies and digging into their latest quarterly report. You know, financial reports can be drier than popcorn in the Sahara, but trust me, there's a story here and we're going to decode it together. Prepare for some twists and turns as we get a look at where their money's going and whether they're making any along the way. If you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where we go deeper into these topics. Scroll for the quarterly period condensed to December 31, 2024 scroll. This report covers the quarter that ended December 31, 2024. It's basically a financial checkup, giving us a peek under the hood of the company. Now, this isn't just about the numbers, it is about understanding the choices and the direction Pacific Green is heading. Pacific Green says it's a leading international developer of battery energy storage systems, or BESS, and other environmental technology solutions. So think big batteries that make renewable energy more reliable and other green technologies. Now that we understand the report and company, let's scroll to the numbers. Here is a look at the assets. As of December 31, 2024, Pacific Green had about $4 million in accounts receivable, which is money owed to them. Projects under development are valued at about $5.7 million. That means money is being invested into developing these projects. Now let's skip to another row. Assets held for sale is $35,000. Why is this important? Well, this often signals a business change, so we've got to keep an eye on that one. Property and equipment is valued at $161,000. That's down from $710,000 last year. This probably means they sold some physical assets and that's why they have cash. Intangible assets such as patents are valued at $921,000. Lastly, it's worth noting loans receivable is at $1,021,000. Lastly, it's worth noting loans receivable is at $1 million. This indicates they're also acting as a lender in certain deals. With all these things combined, they have total assets of about $36.4 million. Let's look at the liabilities. Accounts payable and accrued liabilities are sitting at $12.5 million. This is the money they owe as part of projects. It is just over $4 million. Now let's look at loans payable, which is $17.9 million. Look at loans payable, which is $17.9 million. Look at loans payable, which is $17.9 million. That is a considerable amount of debt that the report could shine more light on. Taking that into account, the total liabilities as it stands are at $42.4 million. Now, the important part, are they making money or not? For the 9 months ended December 31 to 2024, they had a net loss of $11.3 million. That's compared to making $11.1 million in the same period of 2023. This is a pretty big turnaround, guys. The loss means things haven't been great recently. Now, this is the section that everyone cares about, so let's dive deeper. Scroll 3 months olds and is December 31 play 4, Quentu's more detail. In the last 3 months of 2024, they had sales of $1.5 million. The cost of those sales was $1.4 million, so only made $72,000 in gross margins. Then they lost $3.9 million to us. Compare that to the results from the previous quarter. Scroll and scene months ended Dexter December 31, CASA 2024. Capital for 9 months sales were $5.1 million, with the cost of those sales being $11.5 million. A quick analysis shows the company is in a dire state, and it might not be doing too well unless it improves sales. Let's look at the segment differences to figure out which sector is bleeding. HER90 doing too well unless it improves sales. Let's look at the segment differences to figure out which sector is bleeding. Scroller 2's segment information scroll. The company operates in 2 segments. Battery energy storage systems, known as BESS, and environmental technologies, called ET. For the last 3 months of 2024, the revenue in ET was $80,28,000 BESS to potentially be profitable. For the sake of comparison, here's the data from the previous period. AFA, while the revenue for BESS was $690,000 and environmental technologies. Called ET for $200,000, while the revenue for BESS was $693,000. Gross profit for ET was $100,000, while BESS has a gross loss of $20,000, while the revenue for BESS was $693,000. Gross profit for ET is in dollars. ET is carrying the load while BESS makes a loss. The company should consider investing less in BESS to potentially be profitable. For the sake of comparison, here's the data from the previous period. Scroll 3 months ended December 31, 2023. Scroll in that period. BESS made $524,000 while ET made $9.7 million in revenue. A gross loss in BS and lower revenue from ET is concerning. Let's make sure that this risk is taken care of. It looks like Pacific Green has to make sound judgments and decisions on its ability to meet ongoing obligations and debts worth about $1.7 million, but a major risk is a loan facility that will ensure all debts covered has not yet been covered and is a going concern. Another issue it finds itself in is the success of a BESS project, as it doesn't have any successful sale orders, and this may cast some substantial doubt on the company ability to continue as projects. However, the company sounds confident, and if it can secure further funds, might be able to continue as a going concern. Didn't scroll to their legal proceedings. Good news here, they don't have any ongoing legal battles, which is always a plus. Keeps things clean and focused and no pending legal to be scared of. To fix stuff, they're training stuff on complicated transactions, improving reviews and beefing up the finance team. They're throwing more people at the problems at least, but it's hard to tell if the results will be there. It could be that they just have a business model that isn't working. Those are the keys thing from the document. Now let's zoom out and think about what all of this means, okay? So here's my take. Pacific Green definitely has some uphill battles. A major strength appears to be in its environmental technologies, but the best projects, they're still a work in progress and a potential drain. The high debt is concerning and needs to be addressed. It's like running a race with lead shoes. It's going to slow down their progress and needs to be addressed. What I also see is that they are very confident in their sector and have bet big, and so far they seem to be losing that bet and need to find a way to win the race, which is to see if their sales will increase over the next year. Pacific Green is really at a crossroads. It needs to figure out how to turn things around. And alright, that's our breakdown of Pacific Green Technology's latest filing. What's your take on these numbers and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.